What's up, champ? I'm Vince Monte of GeneExpressionTraining.com. We're here at Torque Barbell here. A lot of clanging and banging going on, so I'm going to speak loudly here, and I'm going to share with you a simple workout that you can add into your current training program right now to add an inch to your arms in 10 minutes and an inch to your arms permanently over the next 30 days. All you're going to have to do is add this into any day of the week just once. All right, this program is right outside of my vanity arm specialization programs, where I provide what I call plug-in programs, blood flow restriction training programs to help you add inches to your arms. All right, I've known about blood flow restriction training, also known as occlusion training, for a couple years now, but it was just in the last 16 weeks that I've actually put it to the test. Because I've heard a lot of guys kind of say, you know, it's a gimmick, it's BS, it's not that great. And I said, you know what? Let me find out for myself. I'm a guy that believes in learning by doing and not by talking about it. All right? So I'm going to take you guys through this workout, and as I'm going through this workout here, as I'm showing you what we're doing and what you can try out for yourself, I'm going to also talk about the science around it, and I'm going to also talk about who should do it, who shouldn't do it, some of the pros, some of the cons, and then we'll go from there. So first things first, you guys need these wraps. All right, you guys can get these on Amazon. The ones I'm using here are pretty cheap. I think they're like 20 bucks. I'll put a link in the description to get a better pair, and I'll also put in a discount code if you want to get 10% off there. And they're slightly better than the ones I'm showing here. But all you got to do is go on Amazon, order these, they'll be at your house in a few days, and then you can apply this, okay? So, first things first, we want to understand that this is just a way to manage blood flow, all right? This is what you already do in the gym. You're already trying to direct blood flow, but what we're doing is we're just restricting venous blood flow. So blood that gets stuck in the muscle, we're restricting it from going back, which is going to create a pooling effect, which creates that pump, which leads to metabolic stress, which triggers that mechanism of muscle growth known as cell swelling, all right? Now, what we're not doing here is we're not restricting blood flow to the muscle, all right? This is obviously something that you should ensure that you're safe to do before you do, so check with your doctor, get your blood pressure checked, make sure that he gives you the clearance before trying it, and I will caution you, you need to start off very, very, very light. What's light? On a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of load, you're using like a 3 out of 10. That's how light. You're using very light weights. Just like any intensity technique in the gym, you're not gonna go balls to the wall the first time you try it. You're gonna experiment with it, all right? I've been doing this for over 16 weeks now, so I'm very familiar with how tight to go with the bands, what kind of weights I can use, and I will say the first few times I did, I got a little dizzy. I'm like, holy cow, this is intense. So I will say, ease your way into it. Start with a very, very light weight, 3 out of 10. Now in terms of the wraps here, the wraps are gonna be tied at about a 7 out of 10, okay? To be on the safe side, be able to fit like maybe just your pinky finger in there. There should be some room to breathe. You shouldn't feel tight where you can't even do a triceps extension, all right? So that's a good way to know if they're too tight. If you can't do a full triceps extension and feel your triceps contract, they're too tight, okay? Now here with the workout, what we're doing is, as you can probably see by now, is we're alternating 2 exercises. Prone curls and lying tricep extensions. We're taking 30 seconds rest between each exercise, and we're basically doing 5 sets here. We're starting off with 30 reps on set 1, 20 reps on set 2, 20 reps on set 3, 15 reps on set 4, and then we're just gonna go to failure on set 5. And that's the workout. 10 minutes, maybe 12 minutes, and you're done, all right? If you've been following my work for any time, you know that all my programs use different techniques to stimulate the different mechanisms of muscle growth. We've got muscle damage, we've got mechanical tension, and we've got metabolic stress. Now, metabolic stress is the biggest contributor to the pump. Arnold Schwarzenegger has been known as saying the pump is better than sex. I don't know if I agree with him on that one. I probably don't agree with him at all. But blood flow restriction training takes the pump to a whole new level, all right? You see, under normal lifting conditions, as you contract your muscles, you constrict the blood vessels, reducing blood flow and oxygen supply. When you lengthen the muscles, however, you're allowing more blood to backfill into the lengthened tissue. With blood flow restriction training, what we're doing here, you cut off nearly all the venous return to the muscle so you can create what's known as venous pooling. This dramatically deprives the muscles of oxygen, calling in your fast twitch muscle fibers much sooner. This in turn provides an increase in your natural growth hormone response to exercise. It targets the mTOR pathway, which is the primary metabolic pathway that's responsible for muscle growth. And it even impacts gene expression by inhibiting what's known as growth differentiating factor number 8, also known as myostatin. So let me just summarize that, at a grade 4 language. Blood flow restriction training is increasing the activation and training response of fast twitch muscle fibers. It signals the most potent metabolic pathway for building muscle and inhibits your very own DNA from preventing muscle growth. I say that's pretty cool, or at least worth trying, right? Now, one of the best parts about blood flow restriction training is that it's gonna give you the best pumps of your life. You're honestly gonna get the best selfies ever. People are gonna be like, holy crap, you freaking made some insane gains. Also, if you're a YouTuber, you can do a blood flow restriction workout like this, start your video with huge arms, and people are gonna be like, holy cow, this guy's got big arms, I better listen to him, right? Because you can't take advice from guys who've got small arms, right? You can only listen to guys who've got huge arms, all right? We know that those guys were genetically gifted. So anyways, so once you're done the workout here, guys, take the wraps off, all right? Get your phone, find a mirror, find some good lighting, or as they say, let the lighting find you, and then snap a killer selfie. Post it up on Instagram, post it up on Facebook, and show people what this can do for you guys, all right? Now, most importantly, what this can do for you if you keep it in the program. Yes, it's gonna pump up your arms in 10 minutes. However, we wanna keep that size, all right? So you have to keep doing this at least once per week. If you want this workout that I just went through, if you want it for free, I'm gonna put a link in the description box or here on the screen, depending on whether you're watching this on your phone or desktop, and you can have it for free. You can take it to the gym and you can put this into action. Now, if you're ready to get all my plug-in workouts to help build bigger arms, blood flow restriction style, I'll also put a link in the description box for a 50% discount on my complete vanity arm specialization program. All right, there's 4 programs, you get them for the price of 1. And again, it's just a little gift for you for sitting through this video. You're obviously serious. You're obviously like a guy like me who's had a hard time building his arms. And man, my struggle with building my arms has gone all the way back to high school. I still remember. Can I finish with a story? You guys mind me finishing with a really quick story? Why I do so many arm videos. People say, why do you post so many arm videos? Because going to the gym week in and week out and not looking like you lift because you've got small arms, man, I know what that feels like. It's a bad feeling and it sucks. Back in high school, grade 10, the hottest girl in high school, I kid you not, her name is Paula McKinnon. She challenged me to arm wrestle the captain of the wrestling team, all right? His name is Chris. And Chris obviously manned up, wasn't a big deal for him, and I said, yeah, sure, why not? What was the worst thing that can happen, right? Maybe, who knows? Maybe there's something in there, right? So we're in those grade 10 tiny desk, I'm in there. I get up, he rolls his shoulder around, he rolls his arm around. I look at his arm, I'm like, it looks twice the size of mine. I don't know what I thought was gonna happen, but I decided to accept the challenge. Hottest girl in school, Paula McKinnon, just watching, smiling. I grabbed his hand, I right away knew that, crap, this isn't gonna get good. Gripped my hand, boom, snapped my elbow, snapped my shoulder and my arm like that. I honestly was sore for weeks. I was a runner, I couldn't even run. He hurt my shoulder so bad, snapped me, didn't even have a chance. Paula pulled me aside and she was trying to offer me some reassurance. She goes, Vince, you'd be so much hotter if you had bigger arms. That's what she said to me. She said, you'd be so much hotter. I guess I had an okay face, maybe the nose, not the nose, but maybe an okay face. And she goes, if you just had bigger arms, you'd be so much hotter. And that damn comment has stuck with me since grade 10. I think, was I 14, 15 years old? And ever since then, I wanted big arms. And here I am, 20 years later, teaching you guys how to build better arms. So when people say, yeah, Vince, your arms aren't that big, guys, they used to be 12 inches. So taking my arms from 12 inches to 16 inches, I'll take it. Can they be bigger? Of course. Whose arms can't be bigger? Anyways, I thought I'd finish up with that little story there. And again, don't forget to download your free BFR workout. Click the link here or in the description. Let me know what you guys want me to cover in upcoming videos in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed that workout, if you're gonna give it a try, give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn notifications on so you're notified first when we upload new videos to this channel. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again.